G3. We're only halfway through this world. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we have 9 blocks and 8 diamonds. And all 8 diamonds are required to solve the puzzle. 2 linears and a programmer up here. We have teal and red and yellow. Yellow is red and green, teal is blue and green, red is red. So that means we're getting all 3 colors up here, one way or another. We have the white beam coming from the previous room, and it needs to go into the next room. Oh god, there's also mirrors. What are they doing? Okay. So using these mirrors, we can shoot a beam and it'll go up there and enter that side of the room. Ah. This one goes here into the wall and dies. This one will go all the way across into the other side of the room. What other sources of light does that side of the room even have? Is that it? No, that's not it. Because it's all open. And it's the same height. So while that mirror reaches up here, ultimately, after going through the one that requires it to be teal, so that means that whatever goes through this mirror, if I do use it, which I probably will because it exists, well, it needs to have either green or blue go through it, or green or teal. Probably teal, because this side is also a teal, and it's on the first tile. So there's no interception happening there. Okay. And anything I shoot from that side of the room will end up over here, because of the same height. And you probably shoot a red through here. And maybe a yellow through there. You might solve everything from across the level. You might not use any cubes over here necessarily. I don't know, if I shoot a yellow across from here though, does it even work? That's this row. There's not technically anything already here. So potentially workable. What do we have down here? We have 1 purple. And that's it. That's all that's here. And by default, they give me these 2 and a splitter, which is not a lot to work with. This purple lines up with this mirror. So I'd be inclined to think that you solve this by shooting a purple back onto this mirror down to here instead of doing it from down here. Because it'd be very messy if I had to split the beam down here. I already have to make the white beam go through here. It'd be really messy if I had to make the white go through there and the purple here and also send something through there. That's the source color for the rest of the puzzle. I'd probably just split the beam and send 1 to each of those locations. That's what I'm inclined to think. So here's the purple mirror, so that one. We're using the other one. And as has been true in the past, we are currently sending white beam through everything, both through that puzzle and the next puzzle, technically. But I still think that maybe you can shoot your solution across. But for now, I'll leave these here until I'm convinced I need them, because oftentimes you want to keep them where they are. But why? I'm a little worried why I need so many cubes on this platform. We'll see. The diagonal for this is way the hell over there. So if red gets shot, it's going to be from across. Or from behind. It can't be the side because it would pollute the blue. Or the teal. Come on. Oh. I jumped at the wrong time. So first off, we have to stop this from happening. Is problem. I was just completely turned around about what direction I was actually facing when I first started this one, apparently. So I can send teal that way right now. But maybe I want to do it this way. Because maybe I want to send the purple back. Solve that. Let's see, now we have a bit of problem. So I've got a red and I've got a red. Now my goal is to get... so you're green and blue, and you're red. So between the two, all the colors have been sent across. Maybe I do just send the rest. So green and blue have to hit here to make this white. But I also need red and yellow. Red and green to hit to make the yellow. So I guess I will do blocks over here. Until now I didn't have much idea of why I would want to. But maybe all I do is... Okay, let's turn these on so I can see what's happening. Am I just combining them? Is that all I need? Maybe. Is something not solved right now? Huh. Strange interaction. White going into white does not count as white if red's going through it, even though red is a component of white. Confusing. It should solve itself though when I remove red from the system. There we go. Okay. That one turned out to be less complicated than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. My series of assumptions rapidly simplified the whole process. Wow. Only 4 cubes. 4 cubes and 3 mirrors. 4 cubes and 3 mirrors using the one white beam we keep using here, although this time I don't have to preserve it probably, because we're probably at the end, because this is 4, which is when worlds end normally. But I have 10 diamonds to solve. This whole floor looks like it's not relevant. And there we have the portal to H. Any roofs? Any walls? Any mirrors? The ceiling is actually scaffolding and open, which helps reinforce the fact that it's not used in the puzzle. I don't see any mirrors anywhere, so it looks like the entire puzzle is on the ground floor. These are my 4 cubes, those are my 3 mirrors. Filters, whatever, both. White, white, blue, teal, green, yellow, yellow, purple, green, white. There's a lot. There's a lot of parts going on here. Okay. So, nope, these are not a sequence. Pure green, pure blue. So I cannot combine these. I can't do a straight beam through here of one color. These are white, which might indicate that I just bounce the white through here. You would think. Yeah. A green going into a white deactivates the quality of that, which is surprising. Strange. But these all require red, so that's good. But yeah, green... Not really sure what I'm going to do with that. But this is probably a job for a filter. That one lets green through. I'd actually specifically like to bounce the green if I can. This will bounce everything but the green? Nope. It lets the teal through. Yep. None of these will result in green going that way. That's not a great sign for me. That's just not very helpful altogether. It is a 7 out of 10. Getting a little harder to justify. I probably can't make that kind of radical filter at that point in the process. And at this point it's just a green, so the green doesn't do anything to that. I can redirect the red, but I don't think the red has anything else to do. This needs blue. But I can't make that happen. Now I've got this guy that's supposed to do something. This is probably not it, because it feels like an oversimplification. But that does eliminate both of those. Strangely, not that one. I'd have to remove the blue from the system to solve that. But I need blue back here at purple and at the white. But now that's not a white. Which is why the previous location was important. Seemingly. But now it is defunct. Whereas this is not useful because the only source is green. So I can't make the blue. But the pollution problem is still a thing. I always want to start with the reprogrammable. So let's try starting with the mirror. What kind of interactions do we get from these mirrors? Alright, so the first one will extract a purple and fire it off and leave a green. You'll fire off a red and leave a teal. You'll fire off a yellow and leave a blue. This would work for red. Red, red, red. And then kind of a point where you could potentially use it to get to the whites if you need to. We'll see. And this brings teal through here. These are all components of teal. So while I can't use the mirrors to fill these in, I can probably use the programmable. This one's green. That one's full teal, and that one's blue. That's an approach. So you need green in order to continue. Also, that needs green, so I'm not feeling great about that. The angle here would suggest a bounce. Let's try that. It actually combines them into teal as a result of the fact that the green is passing through, but the blue is bouncing off, but it happens to bounce off at the same angle the green passes through, so they recombine. Which is kind of an unexpected outcome. Can I use one of you back here? No reason not to, necessarily. This one can more directly recombine them, which could be how I get the white. Like if they combine like this, but this is green. We also need a blue to go that way. So we have two components that are crisscrossing here, which are blue and green, and blue needs to be there because that's a purple, and green needs to be there. So this could be a spot to use the other program. You're not doing anything right now, you're just there via happenstance. So you need red. I mean blue, you already have red. You need green. And you need everything. You don't really have everything though. But green's going there, so maybe remove green, just send blue that way. So all we have going in is blue and green. There's these two here. That's another white. Oh shit. We got it. Because that's blue. Blue's already going through both of these. So the yellow then solves it. And it all fell into place. When I started with a mirror this time. Get me out of here. This world hurt my brain. Let's try whatever the theme of the next one is. Oh, it's one of those non-linear looking ones. Might not actually be non-linear. It's just that it's one of those ones where it's an open hallway. They like to do this layout every now and then. Alright, Orange World, don't hurt me. Is that theming throughout the world? No. That appears to be the exit. Nope, there's the exit. I thought they were doing worldwide theming for a second there, because the first place I walk into, I'm like, got this orange world, and the first thing you see is, I guess, yellow beams, not orange beams technically, but, you know. I'm like, oh wow. I thought I'd wander around and everything would be that color for a second there. At least to start with. So we have a 2-chamber puzzle, it looks like. 4 diamonds. Some stuff. 1 diamond there, 3 diamonds here. The fuck are you? Oh, it's portals. We're thinking with portals. Gotcha. Input, output. Is this a new mechanic? I don't remember this one. I don't remember if this one's ever come up before. What do we have in here? We have the reprogrammables and 2 redirectors and this. So I need a yellow to go that way, a green to go that way, and a red to go that way, which should be reasonably easy to do, given that I have this. There we go. Puzzle over. 4 out of 4. Yep. Yeah, there's a tutorial chamber. This one in particular is less of a obstacle and more of a guide. Like, shoot the orange this way. This sets you up on the idea of how this mechanic works. Okay. Let's see what they do with this. H2. This time we have 8 diamonds. Really all that I can remember, dwell on. Let's see. 2 linears, a reprogram, 2 more linears, a splitter. Here's our portal. Our output portal. There's our input portal. We have to get yellow over there somehow. And we're supposed to get this over here. I guess the first thing to test is, does the portal work both ways? It must, right? Yep. So we need to shoot back through the portal to make those 2 colors happen. Can I even put blocks in here? No. Yeah. It's a bit of a trick. Because there's all this space here that's interactive, but I don't think I can use it for anything besides taking this out, I guess. Which I don't know why I'd want to do that. So this floor is basically non-interactive. And I just need to shoot a yellow to the right and a teal to the left. Whereas most of the puzzle's happening in here. Makes sense to let this just go forward for a while. Well, there's our unit types. We have 4 of these, 1 of this, 1 of this. Always gotta figure out which direction this thing's facing. Okay. Red left, blue right. That makes sense so far because of the fact that that's what those colors are. We don't need white in that room at all. So I don't see a need to split the white. Looks like just splitting it into these colors without splitting it into 2 white beams is totally fine because I don't need to use the white again. There's something economical about doing this, in that it combines both of these. Oh yeah, yellow is red and green, and teal is green and blue. I think we already have it solved basically. Like this was a relatively straightforward one. The difficulty ramp is totally different between this puzzle, like this portal mechanic, versus like when they first introduced the programmable things, which were fairly difficult. I've dealt with them before because I played ReThink Evolved 3, which I think is where they were introduced. But if you're not playing the games in chronological order across the 2 different trilogies, I think certain players are going to come in and be like, what the fuck is this weird button cube and how do I solve it? And that might be a hell of a day for that person. Because the tutorial was already a full puzzle, whereas this one they're easing in with like a multi-stage tutorial. So this is probably the first like real puzzle with this one. And I guess we're gonna go upstairs to solve 4 and then come back downstairs to enter the eye portal.